This will be an unboxing, setup, and review of the 70MAI Dashcam 800S Plus rear cam set. Okay, so this was sent to me for review purposes, and I actually need this for a Toyota Tundra pickup that I just purchased, 2018. So we're going to install it into that truck and test it out, see how it does. This is a 4K camera. This is a front and rear kit, and they did send me a CPL filter to go with it. I have used these before, and what they do is they help reduce glare, help reduce the windshield glare. So this is a nice thing to have. And they also sent me, or kind enough to send me, a hardwire kit. If I use this, that'll be in a separate video, so keep an eye out for that. The Toyota, and I guess most new cars now, the 12-volt power outlet are set for key on, so that's probably all I'm going to use on this installation. All right, so let's unbox it real quick and see what we got in here and kind of start the process inside the house, and then we'll continue it outside. Okay, let's unbox this thing. That's nice. It's got a separate connector so you can plug in and charge to it. Little trim tool and the mount. That's nice. Okay, there's a customer service card in case you have any issues. There's the film. This is very handy. You put this on your glass, on your windshield or glass, and mount the camera to it so you're not sticking it directly onto the glass, which also makes it very easy to take out. As I mentioned, I've got a Tundra that I just purchased, and I traded in my Ford Fusion, and I was able to quickly get the camera out of it. There's the rear cam. This one I'm going to have an interesting problem to deal with that you probably won't have, and that would be, this is obviously made to mount on the glass, and on the Tundra the glass rolls down, so the whole rear glass rolls down. So I can't do that. So I'm gonna have to come up with something completely different to mount that. We'll take a look at it when I get outside. And then of course there's the camera. This is a 4K Ultra HD camera, which is very nice. The buttons here are labeled. There's the buttons. There's where the SD card goes in. I'll just simply pull that out of my other camera and put it in here. AV in, DC in. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this, but that's for me. All right. Are there any apps to install? Usually, sometimes there's an app. Let's look at the directions here real quick. Memory card. Okay, so I thought that might be the case. So we download an app to install as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do that while I'm in here inside the house. And of course you can use that QR code there. I personally prefer to go to the App Store and download apps from there. They've at least been vetted a little bit there. So I'm gonna go to the Play Store. And the name of the app is 70MAI Dashcam app. Install. And I always wonder on some of these Dashcam apps, a lot of them have average to poor reviews. I'm curious if that's just people grabbing the app and trying to get it on another name brand camera. Put that down there in the comments. What do you think? You think some of them are that bad, or are they just people grabbing them for the wrong reason and trying to pair them up with stuff that won't pair up with? All right, so we're installing it now. I assume I'm probably going to have to create an account. And if I do, I will blur that out, of course. Agree to all the privacy policy stuff. That's cool. I like the splash screen. Allow permissions, Bluetooth, location. Allow. While using the app. Allow. Of course, you can always go back and change any permission. So here, it is asking for me to create an account. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop my recording on the phone while I do that. Okay, so I created the account. It's pretty easy. email address, and it will require you to verify your email address. So what you do is you put in your email address, hit OK, send whatever, and it will send you a code which you have to input and then create your password, which I've done that off screen. It'll ask your region. All right. And then it will require to add device. Let me try something here. Since this is USB-C, right? Maybe I just add the device inside the house. So I am going to just simply plug this in to a cable I have handy right here. Okay, restarted the camera. Okay, so I'm going to insert a memory card right here. I happen to be. The SD card is damaged. No, it's not. The SD card to continue recording. Okay. The memory card has been removed, shutting down the device. Oh, I didn't like that. Don't bounce the memory card like I did. And there we go. Turns on, it's booting up. English. Okay. And it's got a couple little screens here. Just go ahead and pass through those. We're going to set the date and time. 26. 3. So I do not have the parking surveillance cable installed. The vehicle that this is going to go on, it sits for a long time. And I've had with previous cameras that would run down my battery. So I'm not going to use that feature. However, if you are, then, well, good. Good. Get that. And next, we're going to install the app and connect it. So let me get one piece of information off of here before I put the camera down. So I hit OK. We've downloaded the app. Now, if you go into settings and then scroll over to system settings and hit OK, then on Wi-Fi, hit OK. There is a one-time use password right there that you're going to need to get into the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to just set this. Well, not one-time use. Anyway, there's the Wi-Fi password. I'm going to put that gently, so hopefully it doesn't go into crash mode. Okay, so next I'll need to join in the network here. So we go into your Wi-Fi and look for the camera, 70MAI. Then enter that as a password. 160. There we go. And now it's going to come up with checking quality of the internet connection. And of course, there is no internet connection from that. So on your phone, select stay connected. So it will stay connected with the camera. And now we can go back to the app and do all the app stuff. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to connect to the camera. Function buttons are not responsive when the device is connected and locked. Got it. So now here's the app. And if that wasn't facing black down there, you could actually see what the camera's seeing. There's the different albums that are available. Normal video, emergency video, parking, surveillance, time-lapse photos, etc. And this will also allow you to update the firmware. And when if I remember correctly, you'll see that when you first connect to it. Oh, there we go. There's another menu there. So now we can go into the settings for the camera itself. All the different video settings. Resolution, again, this is 4K. Different types of storage, anti-flicker. Not too big of a deal for a car camera, for dash cam. Synchronized driving route data. Well, it's not going to do anything. You can format, of course, restore the factory settings if you, I don't know, pass it on to somebody else or whatever, or just need to clear it out. Say you gave your Wi-Fi password while creating a video. You can reset it, and it'll come up with a new Wi-Fi password for you, too. No new driving data because, you know, I'm not driving right now. So this is a pretty good quick run through of what's available here inside the app that is connected. Pretty much you're going to want to use that for, you can use it to do the settings in there, or of course you can do it on the camera itself. And the more important deal is right here, you can go in and download your videos after you have some videos. So next up, I need to go actually mount this. All right, let's go outside and get this thing connected and make some test drives with it. Okay, so I've done a little preliminary wiring here just to kind of get an idea of where I can put the camera on the windshield. This cable is going to be very close to the correct length for this Crewmax Tundra. So I'm going to need every bit I can get while trying to keep the camera as close to the center of the truck as I can. Okay, so let's go ahead and mount the camera. I've cleaned the glass off right here. You can see a lot of smudges and stuff, but that's all outside. Looks like for mine, the best place will be like right here. So after cleaning all that off, you would think you would just peel that off and stick it on there. You can do that. However, the install kit comes with these little guys right here that you can put on the glass, so it'll make it easier to pull off the camera without having any issues with how it sticks to the glass. So with it clean, we're going to place on this little mylar piece onto the glass. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but there's actually a little dotted line where the camera mount will actually go. So I'm going to place as far up as I can, like so. Try to squeegee the bubbles out as best I can. And you want to make sure you do not get it within this, because that'll ruin your camera, your visibility. I think I've just missed those dots and stuff. And the camera does slide in and off of that mount. Didn't show you that earlier. But yeah, it just slides in and off, in and out. So next, I'm going to go ahead and connect the rear cam, because that's going to be where my cable issues are at. There we go. We'll mount it. I'm going to hold off on doing the power cable just yet. And put that up there. And then I'm going to try to shift that cable as much as I can. And of course it comes with a tool to help you out along with this. Use caution around the airbags, okay? You do not want this wire to interfere with an airbag. So use caution when going around airbags. It doesn't go over them. Try to go around or under if possible. Just get you shoved in there. In there. This might give me just enough extra. Let's hope. So I'm gonna reach down here, pull that cable. So I've kind of previously got it ran through these channels down here. I'll pull that. Here we go. Pull that through. Man, I think this might work. This might work. Pull that through. Then you go back here. Pull that, pull that. Getting excited. I think this might work. Suggestions for camera glasses, that'd be great. Okay, now normally you would just be sticking that to the glass. However, this Tundra does something kind of interesting. So as you can see, that's not an option here. So what I have is hopefully a solution for that is this guy right here. This clips into the headliner. Then I can mount the camera to it. It's not going to slip up in there. Oh, there's too much of a curve right there. There we go. Like so. I probably should have dropped that down a little further. Now we'll hide the wires here. There we go. That's nice. Now I'm going to roll the window up and let's make sure we're all good there. Don't want to break the glass. That would not be good. Now I got to do is run the power wire. Okay, now we're going to try to fish this through here and under the dash. Okay, now with a little bit of luck, I can run this like up underneath here somewhere. There we go, check testing. Okay, now just reassemble everything. All right, there we go. We got it all buttoned up. I'll go take it for a ride and get you some sample footage. That'll be at the end of this video. However, I will also load a completely separate video of just unedited footage so you can see that. And I just quickly removed the mount. Now we're going to screw this on here. Okay, so this is a polarizing filter, and you actually have to rotate it to get the best effect out of it. I'm going to do this off camera, but basically I'll use the app so I can see the video and then turn that a little bit to get the best polarization out of it. And now I'll mount it back up there. Okay.
Backup camera is connected.
Everything booted up, it's connected, okay. Make sure you aim the camera accordingly. And then you can again turn this. Sorry, Waylon. And then turn this to get your best effect. Which seems to be about right there for me. Now all we gotta do is go out and give it a test drive. Alright, so here's a test of the video and audio quality. A quick look at the videos previously. Looked like the videos look really good. One thing I did notice is that you cannot flip the video through the software. So you gotta make sure that you've mounted the rear camera and front camera correctly. I've seen some where the software flip it, so it doesn't really matter which way you mount it. Real happy with the installation of it. It all went pretty smooth. So there you go. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you did, please select like down there and subscribe to my channel. If you didn't like it, well, subscribe to the channel, maybe you like the next one. Thank you for watching.